When the U.S. military retires an aircraft, it usually ends up in a place like this. Out in the Arizona desert, massive facilities known as boneyards store thousands of decommissioned jets, keeping them preserved, mothballed, or ready to be carefully stripped for spare parts. In 2006, the Navy officially grounded the F-14 Tomcat. After flying for over 30 years, most people assumed these jets would follow that exact same process, parked in the sun, slowly baking in the desert. Instead, the military ordered their total industrial destruction. Every single one of the retired aircraft was handed over to independent contractors, where heavy shears physically tore the aluminum airframes to pieces. They didn't stop at the planes. The military ordered the complete eradication of the manufacturing tools required to build them, and even destroyed the original blueprints. Jets are typically phased out because they get old or become obsolete. But the Pentagon deliberately erased its own billion-dollar fleet to ensure no one could ever put these machines back together. To understand why, we look back to the 1960s. The Navy's primary fighter, the F-4 Phantom, was fast and heavily armed, but it struggled against a specific growing threat: fast, long-range Soviet bombers that could launch anti-ship missiles from hundreds of miles away. Grumman engineers proposed a radical solution. Instead of building another jet designed to maneuver in a close-range dogfight, they built an interceptor engineered to kill the enemy before they even got close. They gave the aircraft variable sweep wings. As the F-14 moved through the air, these wings would automatically sweep forward for lower speeds, like carrier takeoffs, and sweep back to form a delta shape for high-speed supersonic flight. Inside the nose, they installed an enormously powerful radar. As we can see in this radar interface, a single Tomcat could process an entire airspace, independently tracking up to 24 incoming targets at the exact same time. And to hit those targets, the Navy developed the AIM-54 Phoenix. This was an extremely specialized missile built to destroy enemy bombers from extreme distances, often over 100 miles away. The combat math heavily favored the Tomcat. A single pilot could track an incoming formation, lock on to 6 distinct enemy aircraft, and fire 6 Phoenix missiles simultaneously. The F-14 operated as a self-contained air battle management system. It could see further, process more data, and strike from greater distances than anything else flying at the time. During the 1970s, the United States wanted to secure its interests in the Middle East, so they agreed to a massive arms deal with a key ally, the Shah of Iran. Iran purchased 79 F-14s, along with hundreds of Phoenix missiles and spare parts. But in 1979, the political landscape inverted entirely. A massive revolution overthrew the Shah, and the existing government collapsed. Overnight, the United States lost a critical ally. Ayatollah Khomeini took power, and suddenly, the most advanced air superiority fleet in the world belonged to an adversarial nation. Despite heavy economic sanctions and a complete cutoff of official maintenance support, Iranian engineers kept the fleet flying. During the Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s, Iran used the Tomcat's superior radar and extreme range to successfully dominate Iraqi fighter jets. The United States had armed an ally, only to watch that government fall. The exact technology designed to secure American airspace was now actively winning combat missions for an enemy. In 2006, retiring the F-14 created a problem. This map shows illicit supply routes where Iranian middlemen hunted black market spare parts. They desperately needed the wing box. Zooming into the schematic, this central joint allows wings to sweep. Without it, the entire aircraft fails. American military planners realized any retired Tomcat in the Arizona desert was a massive security risk. Those airframes were gold mines of spare components that could theoretically keep the Iranian Air Force alive. So the Pentagon made a final, absolute decision. They shipped the 165 remaining U.S. airframes to heavy industrial shredders, grinding the metal down into ruined fragments so nothing could be salvaged. Because of that extreme measure, the current reality of the Tomcat is striking. Today, if you see a flying F-14, it isn't American. Outside of static museum displays, the only operational F-14 airframes left in the entire world are actively flying over Iran. The United States deliberately erased its own aviation masterpiece. They didn't destroy the Tomcat because it failed. They tore it to pieces because it was still highly capable, and leaving it intact meant keeping an adversary armed.